So we are doing a first look. Oh crap! I just punched my microphone. Sorry about that. We're doing a first look video on Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. We're gonna see how well this runs. We're kind of like at the menu. I have battle. Okay, so we're gonna go through all this here, but I'm gonna have this up so we can talk about it here. So first things first, X is the menu. B is cancel, A is okay. Starts plus target. I guess that brings up the little health bars or whatever above. What I don't know what you want to call it. Above the target while we're in battle. There we go. Now I got the chat up. I'm actually using my second Xbox as a chat window. I didn't even think about doing this before, so yeah. Ooh, crap, and I punched the microphone again. Why am I doing this? So, the camera is the right stick. Push it in, you get your HP MP limit max. We'll do that a couple times just to show you how it works. Minus, it's assist. Our L1 is camera. L is previous page. R is next page. D-pad and stick moves, and pushing the stick for speed for left side, and pushing both sticks you get no encounters. So yeah, that's the thing. Also, a good thing to note, I have the guide just in case I miss something. What do you call it? Just in case I don't get all the items, I guess it would be. I'm gonna try to do my best, but I really don't need it until after this first fight. And on my screen, I'm gonna just get this out of the way so when you hear me talking about, you know, how it looks in widescreen, it's full screen, top and bottom, minus the two black bars on the side. While on the stream, it is shrunk down into the smaller format. So, and I want to know how this game how loud the game is. So, let me mute my mic for a second. I can't figure it out. Alright, not figured out, but I can't. God, what do you call it? The remotes work for all three TVs in my room, but all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, it doesn't want to work. And I don't want to get up out of my chair, waste more of the game time to go get the other remote. So if the sound is funky, or you can't hear the gameplay, let me know, because I will get up and raise it. But looking at the bar, it looks like it's almost in the yellow, so I would assume you can hear it. I got the microphone pretty close to me, so you should be able to hear me very well over the microphone. So let's do this. The other reason I set up the Twitch page on the other Xbox is so whenever I start doing any reviews of anything on Xbox with multiple players involved, I guess it would be over 2 systems, you would be able to see both screens. And here's our first combat here. This game, if you haven't played it before, it's when Final Fantasy jumped into the third dimension is what I was trying to say. And it looks nice. So I might have to turn down the big TV again, because I can hear the beeping decently loud. I'm gonna check this body too, see if... There we go. See, I never do that. I know to do it, but I never do it. Not used to not... I gotta get used to using the joystick. I don't ever use the joystick in this game. It's always the D-pad. But the models look a lot cleaner. It looks like it does on PC and on the PS4, so I'm assuming they just ported everything over from PC to PS4, then PS4 to all the other systems. Because, yeah, it looks good. Updated textures, I would assume. I really don't know what they did to it to upgrade it. But that's like what it looks like. And I think this is... what do you call it? Like the PC port back in the day where the mouse were present, I guess? But they weren't? I don't know. I forgot exactly what made that happen, but... gotta go this way. This way I don't use the joystick because I can't move properly. And here, just for the fun of it, so I push in the right thumbstick. You heard it over the microphone, and that's how I got the HP staying full. And I have a limit break. You see it on the left-hand side of the screen. You see the little fist. That's what that means. So I'm gonna turn that off now. Bam. I might see, I don't want to stream this all the way through because there's going to be a lot of grinding with me. But, oh yeah, D-pad. I'm going to get myself stuck while trying to play. I might actually, like, grind a little bit heavy before I leave Midgar and try to get most of my limits leveled up. Because my buddy did that one time long ago. And I didn't want to do it last time I was playing through this. I think I got halfway through the second disc. And then I just don't... since I got the new TV, I don't have room for my PlayStation to be hooked up currently. So I haven't been playing it again. It's a dumb excuse, but... let's talk to Jesse. Talk to Biggs. Turn the microphone just a little bit. So hopefully you won't hear the controller. Think about doing the Joy-Cons, but I wanted a real D-pad. So we're using the Switch Pro controller for this, just to let you know. I think I can grab whatever's down there on the way out. But I guess the real question is, what system was it that you played this first on? Was it on PC? Was it on the PS1? Or did you wait until it was re-released on Steam or PS3 or even the PS4? Or did you get it just recently when it was released on Switch and Xbox One? Or even the PlayStation Classic? Because I believe it's on there defaultly. Or, I think it's default. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Now, the one thing I can't wait for is the Grandia HD collection, I guess it is called. Because then I get to play, I'm hoping Grandia 2 on the Switch and get to take that on the go. Because I like Grandia 2 more than I like Final Fantasy 7. But I think Final Fantasy 7 is longer than Grandia 2, so... it's been a while since I actually sat down and played Grandia 2. I need to start, or not start that up, but continue onward. I streamed, I think, a first look of it on PS2 when I got the game for it. I just need to keep going. I will admit the models look a lot clearer on here, but that's, again, because I was playing on the PS1. Like, it just looks like they updated the textures. I'm gonna have to do some research, and find out. But if you're watching the stream live, you see what day it is? So it is Friday. So in 10 hours, my rundown of what I saw in the E3 presentation for Square Enix will be as only for Final Fantasy VII Remake, so that'll be talked about. It's almost a 7-minute video. I run down who the voice actors are, and I have clips from the trailer. And let's see, I talk about the combat and show you some images, or not images, but again, clips from that. The only thing I gotta say is I have to try the game to see if I will like it, because I wasn't the biggest fan of combat in 15, but I don't mind playing Kingdom Hearts 3, which is Kingdom Hearts games I just take my time with and play. That's why I don't record them. Because most of the time it's like I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, I'm playing a game, and then like wake back up. So any game that can relax me enough where I fall asleep, I do not stream. Or I take a break from streaming it if I do stream it, because I will admit Star Trek can get me relaxed enough where that happens. So we got Cloud at 7, Barret at 6. And I'm going to try not to use any potions, but if we need to, I'll use one. I'm going to save them for later on when everything gets harder when I'm playing. Funny thing is, like, the save stuff. Is it going to load? Oh, okay. I'm so used to that lighting up. Oh, now it lit up. Okay, let's go back into that again. I want to see that. Okay, now it's lit up. I swear to you, it didn't light up before. I'm just staring at it like, when you gonna light up? Are we going this way or are we going the other way? I don't remember. Okay, it is this way. But one of the combat scenes you'll see in the trailer is Barret and Cloud. I'm assuming it's from this part. And you have people sniping up high, and Cloud can't hit them, so you switch to Barret, and you shoot them with Barret. Another one you'll see was with Cloud and Tifa, and they are protecting Aerith, and Tifa just started punching people. It looks sick. And I think there's a scene of Aerith casting magic. So the really weird thing is your basic attacks in that game are square, and you can map your other abilities to other buttons. So, but besides that, I think you have to fill the ATB battle gauge up just to be able to do one of the special abilities or use an item. So that's like the thing that I'm not sure how I feel about. Because what they're doing is emulating the system in here, but making the alright, you need a potion. But emulating this system, but instead of waiting around, you attack normally, and that limit bar is replaced with the time bar, and the time bar is now, I would say, your limit bar. And that's how you get your magic, limits, and items, I believe, if I remember hearing it right. I'm just trying not to attack when the tail goes up, so I'm trying to time when both of them attack and wait a little bit. So we'll see how well that goes. Gotta turn the microphone back towards me a little bit more. I just realized, did that tail go up? Yes, it did. Defend, defend. This is a scene they showed at the press conference for Square. And the cool thing with this that I thought was really neat is that tail will attack one of the two characters, and you can just sit there and, what do you call it? That character hides behind some debris while you switch to the other character, and then you run up to the scorpion machine tank thing, and then the second character attacks. So I find that pretty cool. On that aspect, you know, the way that they handled this boss fight and the little video that they showed looked like they handled the system right. But again, it's just gonna take me time to get used to it. One thing I personally wish they would have done is like made a more advanced version of the Kingdom Hearts battle style, I guess it would be. Because you could do the real-time combat, then just have your battle menus below it, where you use the D-pad to access it, but with you switching characters, you know, they need to open a button up to switch. Same time, up and down can be your menu buttons, and left and right could be your switching characters. And your square is just to confirm or whatever you're on. An attack can be its own little thing. But I'm pretty sure everything I've read about how it plays, I've heard it plays really well, and most people will like it. I'm personally a stickler for the turn-based system with Final Fantasy games, so I actually like how they handle some of this. I've been playing through 9 recently on here, since I've never played that game past the forest in the beginning. I know it sounds weird, but I didn't have a PlayStation 1 until after high school. And then it was a PlayStation 2, and I didn't have the game at all. I was borrowing it from a friend, so I had to just play whenever they let me borrow it, and I didn't get that far. So now playing through it, I just got past the Great Hunt, I think it is. And I'm working with the, I want to say Dragoon, but that's probably not what she is. I don't know how to describe what race she is, because I haven't seen her in any other game before. Looks like a mage hat, and she has a spear, so Cloud has his limit break, and it hopefully will kill it. I'm actually happy I didn't stretch this out on the screen or my capture device. I want you guys to see it in the aspect ratio it displays in. It's just my TV stretches the stuff out normally. So that actually kind of makes me happy. They're gonna level? Oh, Barrett did. And he got a new weapon. I believe it's 10 minutes to go. Yep, 10 minutes to get out of here. And the time don't stop for nothing. Ooh, let's run. We're gonna hit the save, and we'll get ourselves out, save Jesse, and do our thing. Let's see if it, oh, see, it, I guess it's just that one time it has to load up fully, and then it stays loaded until you get done playing. We just gotta climb. Oh, that's some cheese right there. Back attack. Back attack. I've never ran out of time here, so I'm not really too worried about it. What you doing, dog? You getting up? Oh, come here. I'm talking too much. The dog woke up. She's like, shut up and go to sleep. I'm like, I can't. You're laying in my bed, so I gotta do something. I want to get, I guess I should do that camera angle change in battle, see if I can get a better picture of the face. Alright, let's move along. Ooh, that's a lot of people. Oh. Take out big boy first. These little guys shouldn't hurt that much. This guy is what I'm worried about. Don't blind me. Ooh, that hurt. And since we are playing on the Switch and I'm using my capture device, if you guys want to follow, you get a shout out in the video. It'll post your name. And it'll say you got the touch, and I just realized I didn't switch over the audio on the computer. Oh well. You might hear it over the microphone. But that's okay. Because that song's amazing. And the funny thing is, it isn't even really a song. It's just a word. You got the touch. And if you follow, I believe it's Cyclops, you join the X-Men. Okay. Yeah, sorry about all the clickiness that you hear. I don't actually know a good way to keep my volume from my microphone high enough to hear me. But that also means you hear my controller presses. Yeah, just stretch out, dog. He'll be alright. And that's all she's doing is like rolling around now on my bed. Prime example of what I'm talking about with the microphone. Go watch my Borderlands Commander Lilith. Okay, go through there. There we go. Commander Lilith in the fight for Sanctuary. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because parts 2 through 4, I believe, have the volume at 40%. And it's still too loud, where you can barely hear me during combat. And that's using a microphone that's like legitimately right by my mouth. So it's kind of shocking. I gotta invest in a new microphone or a headset for the Xbox One just so you can hear me when I stream. Or I have to get a 4K capture device, which I am thinking about getting. I just don't know which one to do. And if I do get that, I gotta get a better splitter, I guess it would be, for the HDMI, so I can fit all of my systems in there. I think I need 2 or 3 more. Alright, come on. Let me come in here. That's what I thought. I guess that would have been helpful down there, but I didn't really need it. That's why I didn't worry about it. Biggs, do your thing. That's the other thing I'm really excited for, but worried about with the remake is Midgar is the first game. So they expanded upon the story. I'm excited about that. The thing I'm worried about is they're gonna add too much to the story and screw up, what do you call it? I won't say the character developments, because I think that could be helpful, is put more backstory into the characters, but screw up the pacing of the game. That's what I'm worried about. So, I can't wait to see more with what they plan on doing. The other thing I was excited about seeing is that Avengers game, which people don't like the way they look. I'm fine with it just because everybody has their own take on something, and I think they look fine. The words getting thrown around, the casual movie fans are wanting everybody to look like the movie cast, which they can't do. Ooh, this is another scene I think you'll see, because I'm pretty sure, because all four of the characters and Barrett are here, so all 5, and he's doing a talk. There's a clip that I use in the video. I think it's to describe for him, not describe, but show him. So I try to use cutscenes that I saw for the characters when I show off their, what do you call it? When I show off who their voice actor is. And one of them with Aerith is, I think, this part here. And then one with Barrett, I think, was the one before it. And Cloud is with the train and the motorcycle. So, make sure there's... I don't remember if there's any secret items in here, so I just wanted to check a little bit. And the one thing I do like about this game is, and I think 7, or not 7, this is 7, 8 and 9 is the backgrounds. I think that's mainly what blew people away. Is the backgrounds are still the 2D backgrounds, but they have that 3D depth, and some of them are animated. I think that really helped this game out back in the day. Because this is a big jump if you think from the last game, which was on Super Nintendo, I believe. And it was Final Fantasy III, which is 6 in Japan. That jump from that to this, holy crap. I'm gonna fight each one of these, I think. I just hope I don't get so overwhelmed. But I just want the XP. That's all I care about is the XP, which is sad and yet good for later. Bum, bum, bum. And I will admit, this was my first Final Fantasy game I played. I didn't have any of the RPGs on Super Nintendo. All my games on Super Nintendo were Zelda, Mario World, and Turtles in Time. And then I rented, and Donkey Kong Country 2. That was the other one. Those are the 4 games I owned. I bought Super Bowling, I believe, from my grandpa, because that was the only game he would play. And then I would rent Toy Story a lot on it, but then I ended up getting Toy Story on what do you call it, Genesis from one of my grandmas. So I had it over at my dad's house. And my dad's house on the Genesis, the only games I had were Mortal Kombat 2, Sonic 2, Star Wars 32X, and that Toy Story game, and some golf game that he played. It was weird because like he tried to play the games, but he only liked the sports stuff. In this one game called Subterranea or I got it over on my shelf. I'll get it out and show you what the game looks like one day. I actually bought it for him because at the time I was trying to get some money for a Genesis for him, and I was getting him that game on cartridge, and I was gonna save up money and get 2 of the EverDrives for Genesis. This is another scene that I have. I think I'm using for Barrett as well. Is where they're waiting for Cloud on the inside of the train. Yeah, I use that for Cloud, and I think I use the one with the fire also for the 3 supporting characters, Wedge, Biggs, and Jesse. Anyway, yeah, plan on getting 2 EverDrives, one for me, one for him, with the micro SD cards or whatever you need for it. But he really loves that Subterranea or Trania game, however you pronounce it. It's a weird sci-fi-like game. If you ever played Chopper, I think it is, on the Apple IIe, where you fly your chopper, pick up people, and then deliver them, that's kind of what that game is like, but think a big vertical, usually. Some other times it's wide levels, and you would basically have to worry about fuel, ammo, and life, and you get hurt from everything. And I mean everything. You bump into something, you're taking damage. If you let your weapons charge up fully, I think they do like a very big, powerful, wide-angle attack, and if not, they do a little arch attack so you can shoot things below you. Bosses are crazy. I think the first level boss is some kind of giant baby head or something. It makes no sense, but it's a lot of fun if you can get used to it. I don't even know how long. Dang. I think that says 29 minutes. I didn't even realize that I'm trying to keep this to an hour, so I don't have any way to watch how long I'm streaming for. I usually won't do it on my phone, because that tells me how, what I need to keep track of, and then I'm usually sitting close enough to the computer where I can see the time underneath that little window I keep up for the chat and stream to just see how everything's working. And I'm not sitting close to that screen no more, so I can't read it. Kind of funny. I will have to look. I did not want to change that. I'm gonna assume it's been almost 30 minutes. Woohoo! will. Jessie, there we go. She's the hardest one to talk to in here. But that's who you gotta talk to advance, I believe. And this is also cool with like how they did this, the graphic for Midgar. Because this game is just under a gig, but it was 3 disc. And it had a lot of animated movies. And having stuff like this, I think, took up a lot of memory. No voice acting, because that would have took more, but that's okay. Actually, speaking about voice acting, they changed Cloud's voice actor on the remake from what he was been sounding like since he got a voice in Kingdom Hearts 1, I believe. So it's actually kind of curious to I'm kind of curious to see how he sounds in the more emotional parts, because I know Cloud from not Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts games was kind of dull. And everybody that I talk to that does not like this game says it's because Cloud's characteristics and how he's very, I hate using this term, but emo, and they don't like that. Okay. Now we gotta run through the train, I think, right? Now we're gonna look out the train. This is the area here that I want more stuff added. Where instead of you just standing here looking, they angle the camera, play a little cutscene of you going through. You can see the city like that. I think that's good. Little itty bitty areas that they can enhance the story at. I'm just worried, like I said earlier, they're gonna enhance it to the point where things get more confusing than helpful. But I'm still excited. I'm getting it. The other thing they did announce is it's 2 disc. Or hold on, let me rephrase that. They didn't announce it. They put it on the picture and hope people would read the picture. That's the thing that got me. But the game is 2 Blu-ray discs. So that's the other thing I'm curious about is what are they all adding to increase this area that I'm gonna say you can probably take 3 hours in and made it into a full game. I didn't look at the price of the game, but I'm assuming it's $60. You know, how do they take 3 and make it 60? There has to be a lot of like middle side quests, and hopefully you can explore the whole city, because that would be kind of cool, going from the different sectors or whatever they're called. I would enjoy